Hi all, so we're going to talk about the highest voted question from Chapter 1, Section 10, which is number 17. If you have questions on other ones, nominate them in the form. I can make a second video. And then if you have questions about 111, please nominate those and I'll try to get to those on Friday. So 17 asked, find the equation of a line through the point 1, 7 that has the slope of 2/3. So what I'm going to do, since I noticed that I have a point here and a slope, I'm going to use point slope form as my starting amount. So I've got my variables here that I'm going to plug into the formula. Y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. And hopefully this is where most of you started. I think looking at the answer in the book, I think I know where your issue was, but that's always good practice. So here, if it asks for it in point slope form, your work is basically, can you identify variables? Which hopefully by pre-calc, the answer is yes. So let's plug everything in. Y minus 7 is equal to 2/3 times x minus 1. Now, if this was in point slope form, you're all the way done. It's great. The book has it in standard form. So let's practice converting this into standard form because I think that that's really helpful. The first thing that we know about standard form is that it has only integers. So I want to get rid of this 3 and turn it into a whole number. So I'm just going to multiply everything by 3 on both sides. And then that's just a nice way to get rid of the fractions. 2/3 times 3 cancels this out. And then these new multiplication problems, we can just distribute like this. So then I get 3y minus 7. Oh, not minus 7. 7 times 3, so minus 21 is equal to 2x minus 2. So I know I skipped a couple of steps in there. If you want to write it out in 2 separate steps, to distribute first and then multiply by 3, or to multiply by 3 then distribute, however that works for you is great. You should end up with this. Now standard form, we want to make sure that we have our variable, we have everything on the same side. So that's the first thing we want to do. So I'm going to subtract 2x. And the book sets it equal to 0. Some of your other textbooks might have set the constants over here. I'm kind of used to doing the constants over here, and that's just fine. It's still going to be pretty easy to check our answer in the back of the book. So I'm going to do it like this. However, just giving you that heads up, your book's a little different. So then I end up with, we write our x term first. So negative 2x plus 3y, right? That's these two terms, is equal to negative 2 plus 21, which is 19. Now what you might have remembered about standard form is that the first coefficient can't be negative. So I'm just going to multiply everything by a negative 1, because that's going to change my first one into a positive. So then I get positive 2x minus 3y is equal to negative 19. Now this is what I would call full standard form. The book just has the 19 added over. It's set equal to 0, so it's pretty easy to check. Plus 19 on both sides, and that's what your book has. So this act of translating between the different types of lines is really helpful. So while this blue equation that we had right here in point slope form is absolutely fine, it's really helpful to be able to convert between this and then of course the third form, slope intercept. If you've got questions about any of this, please make sure to put anything in the comments or nominate stuff in the forums and I'll recheck later today or tomorrow.